Hey people, hope you're doing great. It's just a quick one today. I want to talk specifically to my ladies. I want to talk specifically to wives. I want to talk specifically to mothers, particularly those who are still young and still in their productive years. If you're a wife and you're a mother and you're listening to me, I want you to listen very good. A lot of ladies actually we do ourselves a huge disservice by not adding value to our own lives. We make excuses, some of us, or because I'm married, because I have children, or because of A, B, C, and D. Yes, it is true that life presents faces to us. Marriage also will present one face after the other. So does raising children. But one thing is, never ever as a woman do yourself this great injustice of refusing to add value to your own life. You see, adding value to your life is a gift you owe to yourself. I'll say it again. Adding value to your life is a gift you owe yourself. Not your husband owes you, not your children, no, not your sisters or your brothers. Yourself, you owe yourself value. You owe yourself value. For every phase in your life, there may be things that you cannot do. For example, when your children are still very young. I remember when mine were very young, I mean under the age of 12 or under the age of 10. There are certain things I'm doing now when it comes to ministry, when it comes to career, when it comes to my relationships that I couldn't. It was all about them. Many things I couldn't do. But despite that, I took some online courses. I made sure from time to time I was improving myself. I was preparing myself for this day. I was preparing myself for what or where I want to see myself when my children, for example, become 14, when they become 15, when they become 16 or 17. I didn't just want to sit around and maybe when my son is 17, I'm then thinking of going to get my GCSEs or my A levels. No, I just decided, I said to myself, for every time they grow, I must grow too. And my husband saw that commitment in me and he respected me for that and supported me as much as he could. But guess what? If I wasn't ready to push, there was nothing he could do for me. Because there are times that we blame our husbands for, oh, he didn't let me do this, he didn't let me. The question I want to ask you is, are you ready to do it? Are you ready to get it? There's a different attitude you would have when you really want to do something, when you want to achieve something. You can't be in bed at 6 a.m. or at 8 a.m. You're still sleeping, 10 a.m. You're still sleeping. When was the last time you searched for a course online to say that, you know what, I really need to grow from where I am academically, psychologically? You need to sharpen your brain, even as a woman, as a mother. Why? So that you're not outdated. You see, you can be a wife and be outdated in life of your husband if you don't sharpen yourself. Imagine that people who are even up to date are still being maltreated. Then how much more somebody who's just lazing around or who just feels I'm a mother and that's all that there is to life. Listen, you will find out as your children grow older, you also need to keep growing. Because if you don't, your children also will begin to look at you and think, what did you do with your life? And that's the worst place you want to be as a woman. I've watched my children now, the two of them, one is 17 and the other one is 14. I've seen sometimes the way they will ask me questions, and when I'm able to answer, I start getting this applause and I'm thinking, oh wow, mommy knows her stuff. It even makes them proud to see that I'm not sitting down or, waiting for them to come and give me some reward or waiting for my husband to come and reward me for being his wife. No, growth, value adding is what I owe myself. Because if I wasn't married, will I not go to school? Will I not progress in life? Will I not make something out of my life? If I didn't have children, will I not make progress? So why do I want to allow them or permit them be obstacles in my way? As I said earlier, yes, there might be a phase in your life, or you might be in a phase right now while your children are still, your children are still very young, and there are certain things you may not be able to do. But despite that, adjust your routine in such a way that you are still able to make some tangible progress, however little it might be. Adjust your routine. You need to go to online school. What are you waiting for? Rather than buying designer bags and designer shoes and clothes, why don't you register for a course online and start it? Some of these courses, are free. For example, the United Kingdom where I live, some courses are free. You can get, some qualifications just to keep improving yourself in line with what you will see yourself do when your children are older. For example, I got my certification in counseling while my children were still very young, and I use it now. So I've now gone on to begin to do my master's degree in mental health, something related to counseling, because I wanted to understand the reason for human behavior. Before that, I went and got myself a second degree and I began to study. I said to myself, once my daughter is 15, this is what I want to do. So as they were improving, I was growing too. And guess what? They're super proud of me. And so is my husband. But what I did first was to understand that I owe my self-development. Not your husband doesn't owe you your development. It's your choice to develop yourself. Begin to develop yourself. Even if you have a spouse who will not give you space and who will not support you, when they see that you're getting serious, gradually they'll begin to align with your dreams. But the worst thing you can do for yourself is sit there and wait for them to push you, waiting for your husband to push you. It may never happen. And God forbid that maybe you even have one who doesn't even want your progress. That's the worst thing. But whether they want your progress or not, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you, the woman. I'm talking about you, the wife. I'm talking about you, the mother. Think about what you want to do for yourself in another 30, 40 years. Where do you want to see yourself? In another 20, 15 years or 5 years, where do you want to see yourself? Do you still want to be laid back? Do you still want to be that woman who just has O levels and no improvement at all, no progress at all, even in the way you speak, even in the way you carry yourself, even in your mannerism, in your etiquette? Look, we've got a whole lot of information out there, resources out there which you can use to develop yourself. But you know what? It will not happen if you don't make the move. So I want to challenge a woman this afternoon or morning or evening, wherever you are. Get up and go. Do something with your life. Growth is a gift you owe yourself. Personal development as a woman is a gift you owe yourself. And I repeat, your husband doesn't owe you your personal development. He can support you, he can give you the wings to fly. But if you don't want to go, there's nothing he can do for you. So it all starts with you. Make that move today, however little it might be. And guess what? In another 10, 15 years, you'll come back to this video and type a thank you to me for making you get up and go. I'm interested in your growth, but I want you to understand that you also must take the bull by the horn and begin to work according to where you want to see yourself in a few years from now. Happy new month is the 1st of October today. God bless you. Take care now. Bye bye.